Okay, let's go. Word on the street. Who's doing it today?
Courtney.
Oh, Courtney? Okay.
Word on the street.
Word on the street. Hey, Courtney. Good morning.
So, funny enough, word on the street, sorry, welcome everyone. But I'm on the green and I saw this gentleman. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Francis Miller with Conserve Art, and we're here just beginning the preservation process for the World War I Memorial here on the New Haven Green.
So I saw him taking pictures of this, and I guess they're sprucing it up a little bit. I was getting a little pan over there. So I want to kind of go into detail about how this is happening.
Sure, I'm gonna come around this way.
Come on down your ladder.
You want to come in?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, so,
I'm like walking.
Yeah. So the monument. The monument has undergone some past repairs that have actually been causing damage, and so we're going to reverse those treatments. And then overall clean the stone, remove failed repair materials. And then we have loads of poulticing, which is pulling out all of the iron stains and copper stains in the marble. It's a Tuckahoe marble. It's really beautiful, really large grain stone. And then there'll be just a tedious process of injecting all of the micro cracks and large cracks in the stone and filling them. So we're going to be out here on the New Haven Green probably most of the summer. The project's it's starting now and due to go on until August.
Yeah, and so how long has it been again? Because I remember
since
moving.
It was cleaned or
yeah,
worked on? Oh, it's been a long time. It was last repaired. My hunch is probably late 70s, maybe early 80s is my guess.
Oh my gosh.
So it's been a long time.
Is this the cracks you're referring to?
Oh yeah, you can see the stone. It's a large grain Tuckahoe marble, and we have these cracks running through it. So we're going to clean them all out, inject them, and cap them with little mortar fills that are color matched. We're going to get rid of this awful caulking material that's trapping moisture.
Yeah, because that looks that caulk looks very ghetto. That looks like ghetto stuff.
All of the
This ghetto ties the statue.
I know.
The bronze is going to be restored as well. They're going to maintain an aged quality to it, but it'll be a deep green brown and really beautiful. And you'll be able to read the names again because these are honor roll plaques from World War I. And so
I know I hate to say it, but I didn't know it had names.
Yeah, and so all of these folks served and then he died in the war.
Now,
wow.
You guys are doing all of this work. Kind of tell the public, if you will, why this is so important.
Well, it's a central marker for the city of New Haven here on the green. And even before this memorial was built, there's actually a flagpole on the green for maybe a century before that had undergone different reiterations of design. And so they decided to build a World War memorial here after World War I. And it was really the focal point here on the New Haven Green.
Yeah, and I mean, when did this all kind of come into talks? You know what I mean? Like discussion, I mean.
Oh, for the monument?
Well, for you guys to start fixing it up.
Well, I assessed the monument 2 years ago, and so we wrote up the assessment, a very detailed report, and then I did sample treatments on the monument to see how the materials are going to behave. We did stone cleaning tests. If you want to walk around, I'll show you a little test.
I want to see the test.
So tell me, does having a fountain there help or hurt it? Because it didn't always have a fountain, right? Like there wasn't always water.
Good question,
Babs. It's an excellent question, and I want to skirt that issue a little.
Well, I was going to ask you because I've seen people jump in.
It creates a really beautiful atmosphere, but there is a lot of moisture that wicks up into the stone.
Yeah.
And that's not really great for the historic monument. But that's one of the reasons why we're going to remove the old repairs, because all of this caulking material, you can see in all of the joints down here and up through the marble, just holds water and traps it in the stone.
Yeah.
So we're going to take all that out and use mortar so it breathes more and wicks out that moisture.
Yeah.
So can you make the recommendation? Can you make the recommendation? Hey, City of New Haven, turn off the damn water on the monument.
Well, it really is a focal point now, and history changes. And so that's a community decision, and talk to the, you can certainly write your mayor if you have some issues with that. So history's evolving. And so it really is enjoyed by many people, the fountain here. And we're going to take this step, allow it to breathe and monitor it. And if there are real long-term damages that look like they are occurring, then we'll have to try and find a way of mitigating that. But we're taking such detailed photography, we'll be able to monitor any new cracks in the stone.
Yeah. And what was the test? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're right behind you. Don't trip coming on down. But we just did some quick stone cleaning tests. This is actually 2 years ago, for removing all of the iron stains on the stone.
Yeah, you can tell it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
So how is the process in terms of that? You're taking those pictures, and I saw she's holding up a sign.
Oh, so we're documenting the condition of the monument now before treatment. We documented it 2 years ago during the assessment, and now we can compare those photographs and see if we have any new cracks, or if the cracks have gotten much worse in the marble. So we'll be able to follow that sort of a progression of aging in the stone. And it's really important to document this now, so that when we start cleaning it, we know where our ground zero point was, and we can now monitor any effects to the stone, good or bad. Let's say something happened that really wasn't wanted, and then we'll be able to go back and look at the photographs and see if those conditions existed beforehand, if there was something that was not appropriate with the treatment. And then you just have to be honest with the preservation measure that sometimes things don't behave as you might expect.
Yeah.
Sometimes unwanted reaction, not only with the complex composition of the stone with Tuckahoe marble, which has a lot of different minerals in the stone that might react with cleaners in various ways. So even though we've done tests, when you enlarge that to a grand scale, there might be some unknown things that happen. So it's really important to document that, and then have that documentation for future use to see how things, again, change, progress, hold up. It's a way of monitoring conservation treatment long-term, so that smarter decisions can be made 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 years from now.
Yeah, and so you just started today?
Well, we're starting documentation. We're finishing the documentation today, and then we'll be removing all the bronze and treating it in our studio, and starting the cleaning process this week.
Where's your studio?
I'm based in Hamden.
In Hamden, okay. And so, how long have you been doing this?
Well, I've been involved with monument preservation for over 30 years.
Wow. What made you get into that?
I stumbled into it in Chicago, working with the Chicago Park District in a new conservation program in the 1990s, early 90s, and fell in love with it. My background is with sculpture, and I have a strong interest in engineering and architecture. Okay. And so public art is also very dear to me, and so it blended all of those interests together. The preservation field did for me, and so I feel kind of blessed being able to treat these things and preserve our history.
Well, we do appreciate you making our city look nice, you know?
Yeah,
when did you move to New Haven?
Moved to New Haven in 1995.
Okay. And whereabouts do you live in New Haven?
I live in Hamden.
Oh, you live in Hamden.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I actually moved to New Haven first, and then moved out into Hamden. Yeah, years ago as well. Been there for over 20 years now.
Yeah. Do you ever walk around the city? I'm curious and think of all the things you could do.
Yeah, well, when you start doing work like this, you become a little jaded sometimes. Instead of enjoying the beauty of things, often I look for the faults of things. And look for
your brain is now programmed to think that way.
To look at deterioration and how to correct it, right? And so I have a radar for it now. So not that I still don't enjoy artwork,
of course, but I'm curious, like, I'm sure that there's actually a lot of monuments in New Haven that could use a little tender loving care.
Well, I think the latest one was up at the Angel up at East Rock. That one was done a little while, a couple of years ago.
It's been a while now. We actually treated that as well. And we brought the Angel down here on the green, which was phenomenal because we had the community come and enjoy it. We had ancestors that were in the parade, stonemasons that helped build the monument. Their ancestors came and told us stories about the monument. It was really remarkable. And so I really believe in these objects really belong to the community. And so being able to treat them, discuss it, share it with the community is really wonderful.
Yeah. Does it feel rewarding when you see all the reactions?
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. Well, that's really special when people have a connection with the monuments and really appreciate them. It makes all the work worthwhile. And it can be a lot of work, sometimes very overwhelming, like a construction job. But in the end, it's really great knowing that they've been preserved, and again, having that community reaction where people really enjoy it.
Yeah. And so, how long? Like, do you have an estimate of how long this will take?
Yeah, we'll be here
all summer
into August.
Into August. Okay.
Working. Yeah.
Where is where's the Tuckahoe stone native to?
Tuckahoe marble is actually from Tuckahoe, New York. It's up above the Bronx in New York. Yeah, so it's a fairly local stone, and sort of a really pretty large grain marble, but it has a lot of different mineral inclusions in it. And so it's a kind of a complex chemistry bath. There's a lot going on there. So the cleaning is going to be really measured, slowly clean it, poultice it, where we're going to apply clays with different solvents and chemicals that will help draw out mineral stains in the stone and really monitor the process. So it's going to be a long effort.
Yeah. And then, is there anything else that you wanted to show us on the monument?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything just offhand. But one thing you'll notice that it's overcast today.
Yeah.
So you can't really see the detail of the stone. That doesn't mean the stone is that weathered.
Yeah.
Come up.
Wow, I've always wanted to climb this.
There are still chisel marks in the stone. There's still a lot of wonderful detail, and it'll be the raking sunlight that'll bring this to life. And that was always the case with this bas relief. Bas relief means shallow carving. And once you get light on it, the figures just really come to life. You can see all of the details. And so we're going to photograph it during different periods of weather as well. Right now it's perfect to get overall coloration.
Oh, so you're going to also come back out when it's really sunny.
Well, when it's sunny, we'll travel around the monument and photograph the relief under different lighting conditions so that we can then see all of the relief as well.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for doing all this hard work. Babs, is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I'm curious, how many statues do you work on in a year's time?
Well, it depends on the complexity of the projects. So this is a pretty big project, so we're going to be here most of the season. We do have a lot of maintenance, and so there will be probably, I don't know, at least 10 other monuments we'll treat this season with maintenance. But this is really the bigger project for the season.
And do you just work in Connecticut, or do the people from New York call you, or Colorado, or somebody else call you come and see our monuments?
Some years I'm never home. I travel a lot, and one of my favorite clients is Iowa State University, so I'm out in Iowa a lot. I've been in the South a lot, working on different Civil War monuments. So I get around a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Do you ever sleep or relax?
I don't sleep much in the warm season. It's like, I hibernate in the winter. You can hardly get anything out of me. But as soon as it warms up, I'm like a lizard. It's just like time to go, and I get to work.
And then so you did this one, obviously the one in East Rock, and then what else?
Oh, here in New Haven?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we treated the Bennett Fountain years ago. It's still doing well, nice and clean. The Spanish-American War Monument we treated here in New Haven. The Ahern Monument we treated. There are a few others too. Okay. It's been a while. They need a little maintenance, but we'll catch up with that.
All right. Yeah. So I'm glad I got to meet the man that's keeping our city so nice and beautiful.
I'm trying. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I learned a lot. I really did. I learned a lot.
Yeah, I know. I didn't realize the process.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me on.
Of course. Thank you, Babs.
Thank you, Courtney. Another one for the awesome. Ooh, I learned something new. I had no idea that so much care went into these monuments. So yeah, I'm gonna have to write the mayor. It's like, can we just turn off that damn water? I know it's a soothing feature, but I grew up with it not having water, so I don't appreciate the allure of it. Anyway, another good one for the books, Harry. That was good. I learned a lot. Tuckahoe marble. It is pretty.